this problem, we are attempting to determine a solution for a system of equations. So to start out, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to assign a color for each equation. This first one I'm going to call blue, and the second one I'm going to call red. And so there's two choices that we can make to solve this system. I could either substitute one equation into the other equation, or I could add or subtract the equations from each other in order to eliminate a variable. So the way that I usually decide is I look to see if they're written in the same form, which in this case they're not, but I do have a variable that's by itself. So this is kind of begging to use substitution. So what I'll be doing is I will be taking the red equation, and where the letter y is, I'm going to substitute the blue expression. So here I'm just recopying that red equation down, and where the y is, I'm going to leave a set of parentheses for me to insert the blue expression. Now it's important that you're using parentheses here, because if you don't, you won't distribute properly, and it'll mess up your solution. So now that we've substituted in, like I said, we're going to use distribution to remove the parentheses from the problem. So negative 2 times 1/2 x is negative 1x, and negative 2 times a positive 4 is a negative 8. Now don't forget when you distribute that the rest of the problem still exists here. So I still have a 5x in the beginning and an equals 8 at the end. So now I'm going to go ahead and collect my like terms. So here where I have a 5x minus x, those combine together to make a 4x. I'm then going to add the 8 to the other side of the equation because I have an 8 being subtracted here. So that gives me 4x is equal to 8 plus 8, which is 16. And that 4 and x, when they're mushed together like that, that is showing me multiplication. And to undo multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 4. So this tells me that our x value is equal to 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So now I need to solve for y, and I can choose which equation I want to solve it on. Alright, it doesn't matter if I choose the red equation or the blue equation, as long as I'm substituting the x, or the value 4 in for x. I'm going to do the blue equation just because I think that it looks a little simpler. So again, where x is, I substitute in a 4, making sure that I'm using parentheses because sometimes that messes us up. So now I need to multiply those out. So 1/2 of 4 is 2, and that gives me a y value here of 6. And remember, when we write an ordered pair, we always write the x value first and then the y value. So the ordered pair that is my solution is 4, 6, which is this first one here in the corner.